Going to be the second video back to back. Of course, I made part 1 and part 2 of my video about screenwriting, and if it's very well received, I will come back and make a part 2. If part 2 is very well received, I will make a part 3. Each time I make a video, it's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be different. All right, this one is going to be the 3rd episode in my sports series before we get to the season finale. There's going to be like 4 videos, and then we're going to be done with that. And then it will be a while before I touch on that subject for quite a while. This one's going to be called Sex Game. I like hot, sexy white women who play volleyball and do swimming. Now, these are 2 sports that they're known for. Now, you do have white women that do mixed martial arts, and they bicycle, and they do other sports. But these are the 2 best sports I feel like white women kick ass and dominate. Like volleyball, because I was in junior high and high school, and I did not know how to play volleyball. Like, I suck at volleyball. Like, if I made a YouTube video called the sports I'm good at and the sports I sucked at, volleyball is a sport. I just can't hit the ball between the net. I just terrible at volleyball. I'm terrible at volleyball. Okay, just terribly horrendous at it. Swimming, on the other hand, was a sport I actually did first. I told you like 3 or 4 times in old YouTube videos from 2 years ago, and in some videos from 3 months ago, that swimming was actually the first sport I actually did. Before I played basketball, before I did martial arts, mixed martial arts, weight training, before I did any other sport, swimming was the first sport I did when I was a kid. And I got a lot of flack for doing swimming. People thought I was too soft. They thought I was a punk. They thought I was weak. I got into a lot of street fights just because I liked it swimming. And as you do know, you fast forward 25 years later, we got one swimming Olympic gold medalist who won 7 gold medals by the name of Michael Phelps. By far one of the greatest athletes in sports history. And that first time he went to the Olympics, he won 7 gold medals. Come back 4 years later, won 3 gold medals. He was supposed to come back for this Olympics, but we're not going to go there, okay? I'm not going to get my channel shut down and demonetized because I've been watching some YouTube videos this past week, and a lot of people are getting videos demonetized and taken down because apparently nobody wants to listen to the rules of YouTube. Like, YouTube have already asked us 15, 20 times, stop telling the name of the real accident, and some people don't want to seem to follow those rules for whatever reason. It's beyond me, but I don't want this channel to get taken off the internet or video demonetized because you got some people that like me telling stories, and you got some people that are player haters that are just waiting for that right opportunity for YouTube to say, all right, we've had enough of you. All right, take him out. He don't seem to understand. Bye-bye, see you later. And the player haters be like, yeah, finally they got him up out of here. So, yeah, not everybody likes to see my face on camera. Not everybody likes me on here trying to entertain you men and women who want that entertainment. You got some people that want to see me fall and don't succeed. Then you have some people that do want me to succeed, but that's not what this video is about. Basically, I do find white women who play volleyball very physically, sexually attractive. It is a very competitive sport. I've tried to play it, and I'm just not good at the sport. And whenever I could not figure out how to play, you know, they would look at me and say, you're hitting the ball wrong. You're supposed to throw it over the net. You're hitting it to the net. You're putting too much power into the shot. You're supposed to pat the ball, not hit the ball all extra hard, and you keep doing the complete opposite. And you're supposed to do it in a certain amount of time. You know, it's like tennis. It's like a cross between that and tennis. You don't want to hit it to the net. You want to get it over the net. I always would just hit it to the net, and they'd be like, you're doing it all wrong. And if I can go back in time, I wish I could go back to, to learn this sport. It was a fun sport. You know, it was a summer sport. It's a good activity, good way to get in athletic shape, good way to take your mind off of life problems. You know, a lot of people get stressed out because they have bills they have to pay. You know, your car note, your house note, water, gas, electricity. You have bills you have to pay. And sometimes this sport helps you relax and it relieves you of stress. And you forget what you were angry and upset about after that. On the other hand, I do like sexy white women that do swimming. I do find them very physically, sexually attractive. I don't care if the white girl's BBW, tall, short, athletic shape. That was the first sport I actually played was swimming. That's how come I did a lot of martial arts, because every time I went to junior high and high school, I got into a lot of fist fights because they thought I was too weak, too soft. I think in the hood they call it being a lame. They thought I was too much of a lame. Oh man, he's scared to play basketball, man. He's scared to play a real physical sport. And then when I when I had to put on 20 pounds of muscle to go play basketball 14 years ago, then you could see, oh, they was like, oh, well, he ain't no punk because I didn't know he was going to be that rough and that physical. And it's like, I like competitive sports, and then I like individual sports where you get a chance to just be yourself, sit down, relax, reflect on your life. Where is it going? Which direction are you headed? The right direction, the wrong direction? That's what I liked about swimming. It wasn't always about being the fastest or being the best of the best. You could relax the muscles in your arms and your legs. You can practice breathing coordination. You could practice time coordination. And you could figure out, do you want it to swim on the right side or swim on the left side of the water pool? And it was a good Olympic sport. And whenever the Olympics come, I always watch the men's and the women's swimming team, because a part of me wish I can go back to when I was a kid, to when I had a whole lot of fun swimming. Like, it took away all my stress. I didn't focus on how come I couldn't get no job, how come when I go to McDonald's or Burger King I get bad service. It took that stress away. And I even tried to return back to swimming like 7 years ago when I was at Los Angeles City College. I took a swimming class. Now, I only stayed there for about 2 months, and then I left because there were too many things going on. I had family issues. It was time to look for a job. And it was either have fun swimming or get serious and get a job and help pay these bills. And it was get a job and help pay these bills. And then later in life, when you get situated and you get a house and a car, then you can go back to playing fun activity sports where you can relieve yourself of stress. That's what I like about swimming. And I got into a lot of fist fights because of it. And these people now today, the ones that picked on me for being lame, as they now call it on the internet, are hypocrites, because now everybody wants to take a swimming class. Ever since Michael Phelps won 7 gold medals in his first Olympic trials, now everybody wants to do what he does. Oh, you become rich and famous if you do swimming. It's like, that's his passion. That's what he lives and breathes for. That's the first sport I ever played. My mother did swimming when she was in high school and college. And then my mom taught me how to swim. Martial arts is something I did at age 6, and then I turned away from it and did swimming. And then I turned back to the martial arts because I got into a lot of fist fights in junior high and high school. And you fast forward 14 years later, I am well versed in 10 to 11 forms of martial arts because of all the fist fights I got in junior high and high school. There was one point where I was too skinny, too small, and wasn't a good fit to play basketball. People would punch me in the stomach, elbow me in the face, tell me man up. And this is in the 1990s, not today's basketball where everyone is upset and talking about how the sport ain't competitive no more because there's all that. But back when I was playing basketball, oh, you didn't play no defense, you got an elbow to the face. You got an elbow to the chest if you weren't attacking the basket. And that's what started all those fist fights in junior high and in high school. I would come home from school with a mark on my face, a swollen eye, and then my dad be like, I know you weren't in there trying to, do some martial arts like you Goku from Dragon Ball Z. I know you ain't in there trying to fight. You can't be doing no martial arts in school. What's wrong with you? You get that father to son, chit chat, this is what we don't do. And then my mom was like, well, because they think he's soft because he like to do swimming. And my dad was like, yeah, we don't do swimming. We do basketball. We do football. We do baseball. That's, why I got into a lot of fist fights. Then everyone found out that the reason why I liked the swimming is because I always saw the white girls, and I always saw and then all of a sudden I saw black girls started swimming. So we really should change the title of this video later at a future date and make a sequel, because, you know, black women going to be like, I know you ain't made this video and didn't include us black women, because you know how black women get when you don't include them in these types of videos. So I might make a spinoff in the near future. But that's why I like swimming. And you see, it helped with my breathing because I have asthma. It don't look like it, it don't sound like it, but I have some asthma. And it used to help with my asthma because when you swim, you have to breathe underwater. And then when you inhale, exhale, and you come out of the water, at some point you have to take in some air into your lungs. And if you don't, you drown. And I got so good at swimming for 9 months, for like 3 years, I was able to jump into a 12-inch water pool that was 12 inches and swim over into the deep end. And I was able to do all that stuff. The one thing that I never did that I wished I could have done had I stuck with swimming was jump off the dive board and do some type of backflip. That was the one thing I couldn't do. There was this one black girl that was in high school that when she graduated high school and she went into college, she was able to do it. And I kind of was like, man, I wish I could return back to swimming. That was a sport that I wish I could go back and revisit. Apparently, that ain't gonna happen because I put on too much weight and I look more like a football player or a bodybuilder. And when you go up and down in weight, there's no way you can swim because you get too heavy. Then you're gonna be holding on to the diving board because you now exerted too much energy. That was another issue when I returned back the second time. And sometimes I had to, you know, the white girls tell me you gotta stop fighting the water. What they mean by stop fighting the water is if the natural current is helping you flow with swimming, you're supposed to let the current take you, not try to fight the current. And I would do that because I forgot that feeling, that natural feeling of swimming. When I go to 24-hour fitness, when I get in that water pool, I practice. It ain't perfect, but you can tell that if I was to stick with it, I would be able to swim and basically be good at weight training and swimming. You know, and that was to help me massage the muscles. You know, at one time when I was doing judo, this guy, 250 pounds, landed on top of my leg and sprained my ankle and I almost broke my white toe because this guy was 250 pounds and this guy was big. This guy was huge and he laid on top of me in judo class and I couldn't put no weight on my leg, and for almost 4 months I had to rehab. One of the things that I used for rehabbing my knee when I had an injury and doing judo martial arts was swimming. I couldn't lift like how I wanted. I couldn't run the treadmill, so I had to do swimming to rehab the knee. So swimming is also a good sport to rehab from injury. Not always I'm just going to lift and bench press because I saw it on television. So that's why I have my respect and appreciation for swimming. And I have my appreciation for white women and black women who do swim. And at a later future date, I will make a video, but that won't be until 2 or 3 months later because some of these videos will get uploaded 2 or 3 hours from now, and then some of these videos will get sequels like a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm not saying it's going to take that long. I'm just trying to explain to you the nature of the situation. So I'm making this video a little slightly longer because I did get a bad critical reception with my last sports video that pertained to women, and that video was about women who play soccer and do MMA. You know, some of the women liked that video, some of the women did not like the video. I even had some Latino men who told me you should have just made it on one subject, just made it about soccer, and didn't even try the experimented two-sport concept. It worked with the black women because black women do kick ass and run in track and playing basketball, and you see the same comparisons with white women. White women dominate in volleyball, and white women kick ass in swimming. But I am going to make a video at a future date with black women dominating in swimming because somewhere towards the 2000s, all of a sudden, black women started whooping ass in swimming. So we're going to get that video, just one good video at a time. Today's a good day. I'm going to give you guys 2 videos, and then I'm going to go on my other sports channel. And basically, the reason why I made this video, which I should have said in the beginning of the video, but I didn't, is I want to say thank you to this lovely white lady that I saw in the car today before I came to the park, because she was, you know, checking out, you know, my rock t-shirt, and she thought I was cute. So I just wanted to say thank you on camera to return a favor. I still do shout outs on camera. I ain't stopped. People thought I stopped for the past 3 weeks. I ain't stopped. It's just that the very next YouTube video I make is going to be back in the category of television and film, and that title is going to be called Why People React Negative to Titles from Videos on YouTube, Television, and Film. This video was to show proper respect. So we're trying to make this slightly longer so that way you can understand why, because the last one was 11 minutes and the video felt flat and they wanted me to give them an explanation. So I want to apologize to the Latino women and men who were upset that that video lasted 11 minutes. They wanted me to explain more on my fascination with soccer than trying to do half and half. So hopefully y'all have the same understanding. Until then, peace.